God. She's brilliant. Hello, my name is Megan Ruth. I'm a Canadian living in London, England, and I react to British things. So today I'm reacting to the best of PHILOMENA CUNK. That name is hilarious. PHILOMENA CUNK. I actually don't really know who she is. I've seen her pop up on my socials every now and then. She had a viral moment on TikTok recently, actually. I don't know exactly who she is and where she came from. She's just a figure in the comedy world in the UK, and I don't know how long she's been a comedy figure because I don't remember seeing her when I first moved over here. I feel like this is a more recent thing in the last year or so. Let me know if I'm wrong and I'm just blind and I just never saw her before this year. Anyway, I think the time has been long overdue for me to introduce myself to PHILOMENA CUNK and see what she's all about. Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Ian Borden. I'm a professor of architecture at University College London.
What is a building?
A building is anything that anyone has built.
So my shoes are a building. How many three wise men were there?
Who knows?
Oh.
And I
don't understand bread sauce.
It's a great way of making a really savoury sauce.
Bread and sauce are two completely different things, aren't they?
Well, they are, but you can grind the bread down and then cook it in milk to make a really good sauce.
It just looks like sort of cheers.
When Henry died, Edward became king, aged just 9 years old.
Edward died aged 15, the youngest anyone had ever died of old age. When you teach a kid Shakespeare, do their heads grow physically bigger?
No.
It's comforting, isn't it, to realise we don't have nuclear weapons these days?
Well, it depends who you mean by we. The British have got nuclear weapons and have recently indeed decided to increase the number of warheads that they possess.
Yep, yeah, but they're blanks, aren't they? They're full of blanks.
No, not at all. No. These are fully capable missile systems with nuclear warheads. Many other states have them. I'm afraid that nuclear war and the threat of nuclear destruction remains very much with us.
Oh my God. She's brilliant.
Right, can we talk about something a bit more cheerful?
Anything you like.
Do you like ABBA?
I love ABBA.
Yeah. When a feminist looks in the mirror, do they see an equal woman or a better woman?
They quite often, like all of us, look for what they want to see and they look for what they hope to see.
You see yourself back to front, don't you, in the mirror? But not upside down. Why is that?
Well, hopefully, because that's the way that mirrors are designed.
What power's a mirror? Sorry, you're not the mirrors expert, are you?
And to add insult to injury, that money will most likely have a picture of a man on it, because most banknotes don't have women on them, apart from the Queen, who's on all of them.
Maybe one day, human beings won't need buildings anymore. Although, for that to happen, we'd probably need to evolve skins made of bricks. And that might take at least another 30 years.
Macbeth is startled at dinner by the unexpected appearance of Banquo's ghost, played here for some reason by the letter H.
Which of you have done this?
But what was so great about Henry VIII? Why is he the king we all still remember, unlike, say, Richard V? Well, for one thing, he was fat, so he takes up more room in the memory.
So the Andromeda Galaxy is going to hit us.
The Andromeda Galaxy? A whole galaxy is going to hit us?
Yeah. On about the same time scale, actually.
So could we fall down a black hole?
Yeah, you could fall into one.
Is that the same? Because I heard that you could be, if, you know, this is one way that the world could end, is that we're all just sucked off through a hole. I mean, that must be terrible. Can you imagine what it would feel like to be sucked off through a hole?
Yeah.
Back in Queen Victorian times, women weren't allowed to vote, even though we had a female king. So some women formed a gang called the Suffragettes.
1 in 20 people has been a victim of crime, which means that 19 out of 20 people are criminals. No wonder we need police.
Over the centuries, many things have been used as money, including amber, wheat, eggs, travellers' checks, feathers, book vouchers, lobsters, beads, gold, leather, nectar points, rice, peas, mugs and money.
It was only the last of these that caught on.
It's almost unbelievable that before Charles Darwin invented evolution in 1859, no one had ever evolved. Without him, none of us would be here today, except in the form of fossils or gibbons.
This is the National Theatre. It's designed to look so horrible that people are glad to be inside watching boring plays.
Okay, to be fair, my cousin came to London recently and we walked down the South Bank, and he did say the National Theatre building is really ugly. It's one of the ugliest buildings that he saw in London. So I don't know who designed it, but you designed it badly.
Today, Britain stands at a fork in its crossroads, and its people are asking questions. Now we've got our country back, what actually is it? Who are we, and why?
You know when you read a word in a book and you sort of hear that word in your head? How do they get the sounds into the ink to make it play in your head?
Well,
she wrote, "The world to an end will come in 1881, a claim which has recently been debunked by experts through a careful process of looking around and seeing the world still here."
Today, some people choose to turn the outside of their homes into a giant advent crown.
A jolly house covered in electric lights may be expensive and use a lot of power, but it's the perfect way to cheer up a world worried about climate change and dwindling resources.
Queen Elizabeth I got a crown screwed on here in Westminster Abbey.
Minister. Minister.
It was in this ship Drake became the first person to circumcise the globe, which is probably why this sort of ship is called a clipper. People genuinely believed witches were amongst them, their fear fueled by leaked photos like this. Did an explorer ever try to sail into the sky? You know, find a bit of sea that's sort of going up and...
No.
We're often told to feel sorry for those who are alone at Christmas, but these days that's all of us, and it's brilliant. Why did Nelson always have one hand up his jumper? What was he doing up there?
He'd lost most of his right arm, so...
The pagans celebrated the solstice by cutting down holly and ivy and dragging it into their homes, along with a giant Yule log which they'd set fire to. It sounds rubbish, but with no app store to speak of, killing trees and plants was as good as entertainment got, even at Christmas. Despite being the stuff of nightmares, Santa is the world's most popular home intruder. But at Christmas 1914, there was a brief ceasefire. The fighting stopped. Soldiers got out of their holes and joined together in a place called No Man's Land, showing that even at moments of peace, men will still divide into two sides and try to beat one another.
Brilliant. That was just brilliant. Oh, she's so funny. She's just so humorous in her delivery, but the humor comes with the wrong words or the, you know, the mispronunciation of things and just the absurdity in what she's saying. But she's just so serious when she's saying it. It's so brilliant. Anyway, thank you for watching the reaction. I hope you enjoyed it. Before I go, I just quickly wanted to shout out my patrons. Thank you to my patrons for supporting me. My Patreon is a place where you get early access to my videos and my complete, unedited, uncensored reaction videos, as well as patron shoutouts if you're a top tier patron. So thank you to Stephen, Ben, Joseph, Michael, Robin, Mitch, and Lavro. See you next time. Bye.